Welcome back to our daily live coverage. Now with us in the studio guest is Mr. Abdulmohsen Altamimi, Deputy Director of Ground Handlings at Kuwait Airways, to give us more insights and updates from our national carrier. Mr. Abdulmohsen, first of all, thank you for coming here today.
Thank you for having me in the studio.
Mr. Abdulmohsen, how has Kuwait Airways adjusted its operation following the regional disruption, and are there any updates on the gradual resumption of suspended flights?
First one, we'll start by the first of the closing the airspace of the situation. What happens? There were passengers stuck in the airport as a transit passengers. We done the plan to move them to hotels out of the airport, and then we plan to have their flights through Saudi Arabia and through the border. And this is how it's planned for the passengers to move in the first stage. Then instructions came from the management that we will operate our flights as a Kuwait Airways through Dammam Airport. Yes. We found a location to be near to the border, and we chose the Al Khairan Mall. The Khairan Mall has been choose that let the passenger, when he comes and make the check-in and it's next to the border, he will have enough time and to be like in a mall. He have a coffee restaurant.
It's basically like a terminal.
Like a terminal to feel like he's in the airport. Then after checking in, there is a procedure being done and also been given to the passengers to come in enough time, and also we have certain buses through the borders, certain lines for them to be smooth in the operation and safely to take them to Dammam. Also there was teams of ground handling being in each location in the mall and Khairan Mall as for the check-in zone, also in the border, also in Dammam Airport to welcome the passengers and to see what they need to help them through all the process of the check-in and to board the flight. This is how we started the second stage of operation through Dammam. After that, there came a decision that we will operate back in Kuwait in Terminal 4. It was a percentage of flights and timing. We planned it. There was a plan and safely with the DGCA of Kuwait and the Ministry of Defense, MOI, meetings with the top management, and they gave us the plan and the instructions how it will go and what time. And this is how we started with the flights through Kuwait Airport Terminal 4. The sectors being chosen to cover as much as request came from passengers need to come back to Kuwait, and also the flights we are using it in to have it two options to cover it with the passengers and cargo needs of the country or the companies of this. It's planned to go to the countries that can help the both parts.
Now I'm interested to know about what the current status of Kuwait Airways flight schedule recovery. If we look at the activity of Kuwait Airways before the crisis and now how it's going to recover to that, what is the destinations and how are they being prioritized for reinstatement?
As I told you, the priority was of the sectors that been requested because we have some calls from the destinations that been closed. They call the offices, they go back and call the call center to request for a plan to come back. But we see what the highest numbers of these plans, these passengers that requesting coming back. This was the priority, and then we go to the second grade, how we plan to open the all destinations that more inbound on it for requesting. Also in Kuwait we have a lot of passengers or people want to go to their countries. You know, it was February, there was a vacation in the middle, and there is people came, students, medical, visiting families. These people were stuck in Kuwait. Okay, not all of them can go through the border because there is some procedures for them to pass. It's easy to him to go on board as a flight direct to his country or where he came for. This is the priorities was. Then after that, the stage came to the second plan to open more destinations. The timing of the flight, you know, the airspace was closed certain times. A limited time. Now it's opened, and we reached now 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. And inshallah, we're willing to open 24 hours and as soon as possible.
As we enter the summer holidays.
Inshallah, because also we have, you know, the summer schedule is coming and a lot of flights and destinations in summer.
So we're expecting an expansion,
yes,
hopefully
inshallah.
during the summer.
Now, yesterday we opened, being operated by the authority of DGCA regarding Terminal 1 for the another carriers to land in Kuwait. And alhamdulillah, everything is fine, and they will start exceeding the flights. And also for us, we'll start with the summer flights coming on, and there is some new destinations. We split it in the social media, and it will be inshallah operated from T4.
Inshallah. One other point I would like to discuss with you, as you being the deputy director for ground handlings. One of the major issues was the what measures are you taking to ensure schedule reliability as the airline gradually reopens and having, you know, going back to normal, opening the normal routes? How is it going to be affected with this current instability?
The timing, you know, with the flight and slots, it comes a little bit difficult for us, but we are covering as much as we can because when it's not open 24 hours, you know, the flights goes and comes and do sectors.
Yes.
In this situation, there is plans. We have also team working 24 hours regarding for the schedules and the flights inbound and outbound and all the destinations. And inshallah, and soon in summer schedule, all will be prepared as before.
We also need to maybe clear things with our viewers. If you can explain how Kuwait Airways is coordinating with aviation authorities and other bodies to safely resume normal flight operations.
We have a team. It's head of this team is the CEO of Kuwait Airways. It's an emergency team. They are responsible 24/7 with all the authorities and DGCA regarding of any suddenly things happens or any changes on spot. The control room, the IOCC informed, you know, you have flights on the air, flights in the airports outside or inside Kuwait. The decisions comes on spot to plan it for safety plans and security of the flights.
And how has the ongoing crisis in the region affected Kuwait Airways, especially when planning routes and airspace utilization in the region?
It's getting better. The flight is full. There's inbound, and you know now vacations is coming, and also we were on Eid vacation. For the flights is going on, alhamdulillah. No any issues in the flights, and also with the new sectors in the summer, with the vacations of the schools and the holidays. Inshallah, it will be more.
It's totally different since the COVID area to the conflict. The way how
the COVID was a different situation because it's a virus and that way. Now we are in a situation emergency Wi-Fi. There is some procedures being supplied for the passengers to know. They need to be stuck in it. Also now there is the changing of timing of closing the counter. It's been decided and in the social media from today affecting, and despite giving enough time for the passengers to come and finish all their process for the check-in and the boarding and the luggage things.
I know for the fact that Kuwait Airways, you are always, like you said, there's a coordination between you and other government bodies. when looking at other airlines, they do announce ahead of time if there are any risks and procedures to follow. For example, the current head season, the Ministry of Health also warned about, taking good precautions. Other foreign airlines, they mentioned something about, taking care of avoid traveling to places where Ebola is an issue. How is Kuwait Airways also doing this kind of?
We are also the same concept. We are doing it. Also, some destinations we have from the ministry forms to be filled for their safety of the passenger on board, also for the health, and also they are checking on arrival in Kuwait. We have some cameras of the Ministry of Health regarding the temperature. It's simple to check of the safety of the passengers for their health, and they are, if they come from some countries, they have this things to be in the safety.
Now, what are the biggest operational challenges airlines face when flying through or near conflict affected airspace in the Middle East?
It's how I say it, as you know, it goes how the flow goes of the flights. It's routing around from how it decided. This is we leave it for the authorities to give it on the spot.
And how does Kuwait Airways ensure passengers and crew safety during periods of heightened regional military activities?
The safety, it's, as an airline, safety is number one, and this is the goal of us. We always planned as the operation with the sectors and the passengers for the services we give, and how we leave it as a smooth and safely for them to all the process to be for their trip and journey.
The reason I ask you this, because Kuwait Airways, as you said, your safety is number one, but in the consumer's mind, for me, for example, I am concerned about traveling in this time period because of uncertainty. Also, like you mentioned, rerouting. For example, flying from here to Dubai usually takes an hour and a half, now takes almost 3 hours with the changes. To what extent has demand for regional travel changed due to conflict? How is the airline responding?
Now, as you said, the timing, this was in the first stage. Now, as you said, Dubai, it came back also the same route and same timing. So there is, some emergency response comes on the flight if any situation the authorities they give. For the IOCC directly contact the airplane, and this is we cannot know about it, and it suddenly happens. For our safety, the decision comes from the management to land in another airport or go back from the airport. But it didn't happen in these situations. The Ministry of Defense got some save us.
And since you said there are coordination internally in Kuwait with different bodies, how does Kuwait Airways coordinate with international aviation bodies during crisis?
As I told you, we have the control room. It's an IOCC. It works 24/7, and it have hotlines with all the airports that Kuwait Airways land in. And also we have in each station we have a person, a staff present the airline. He can contact directly face to face by phone with the authorities of the airports or what's needed for the flight of the journey.
And what lessons has Kuwait Airways learned from previous regional conflicts in terms of crisis management and flight safety?
Now the lessons, as the operation happened through the MAM, this was it's something new happens as Kuwait Airways operating, passengers going through buses, then through another country airport traveling. This is a new things. Passengers see it, and we were prepared for it as a full operation. And also we have with the experience of staff, the teams was all prepared for full services to provide it for all the passengers, to not feel that there is something can scare them or something can let them feel not comfortable for this journey. This was our goal, and the safety, as I told you, it was #1 for us.
Kuwait Airways, as our national, I want to say proud national carrier, we've seen a lot of great efforts being done by Kuwait Airways, especially like you mentioned earlier, the role of getting people through their destination, whether bringing people outside during crisis or during COVID area. We wish you all the best, but before we let you go, Mr. Abdulmohsen, your final thoughts for all the viewers about Kuwait Airways and what you stand for and what you wish to give them.
Kuwait Airways, you know, we always wish in the top, and we present the country and who live in this country and goes on our carrier. We always give them the max services and things. Also, we always tell the passengers in these situations to be comfortable and smooth with traveling with us, and give them also to check for their tickets and the passports for the airport for the check-in in, to be to give himself enough time to come and do the process, because there is some process happening not normal for the entrance of the airport, and so this needs time for him. For when he comes and with the new time of closing, so this can help him for taking enough time for him for the process of the
and your social media is doing a great job of informing people about
posting this day by day.
Mr. Abdulmohsen Altamimi, Deputy Director of Ground Handling at Kuwait Airways, it's a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Dear viewers, let's take a quick break and we'll continue right after this.